This is a 7th grade worksheet for lesson 16 and I'll be covering it. So the first part we have Layla weighs 144.8 pounds. What is the best estimate of her weight in kilograms? So to do this we would have 144.8 pounds, right? And since it's 1 pound equals 0.5 kilograms, you would just multiply it by 0.5. But instead of doing that math, you can just divide it by 2, because multiplying a number by 0.5 and dividing it by 2, you just get the same answer. So when you divide this, 144.8 divided by 2, 14, 2 goes into 14 7 times, so you write a 7 there. 2 goes into 4 2 times, so you write a 2 here. Then 2 goes into 8 4 times, so you write a 4 here, and you put the decimal. So you should get 72.4. Which expression is equivalent to the expression below? So here you just have to distribute 0.4 to y and the negative 1.8. And you can just cross out, well, you can just like remove c, because when you multiply 0.4 times 1.8, you're going to get a number, and here's missing that number. And when you multiply 2 decimals, it should go down in value, because like, say if you have 0.1 times 0.1, you have to move the decimal twice to the left, because you have 1, 2 decimals. So that means it should decrease in value. And here you see that this one doesn't decrease in, this one does decrease in value, but not that much. This one does increase, so you can cross this one out. This one decreases by 0.4, but you're supposed to see a change in the decimal place, so you can deduct this one, so your answer is D. Or you can just multiply it out if it's faster for you. So you get 0.4 and 1.8. When you multiply, you get 8 times 4, it's 2, 3, 4 times 1 plus 3, that's 7. And oops, I put the decimal in the wrong place. And you have 1, 2 decimals, so you go 1, 2. You put the decimal here. So then you get 0.72. So D is your answer. What is the best estimate of the mass of 8.5 fluid ounces of water in kilograms? So first you would take the 8.5, and since 1 fluid ounce equals 0.3 kilograms, it's just better to just multiply it out. So you would multiply the fluid ounces by 0.03 kilograms, and when you multiply it out, you should get, let me just do the math, and then you get 24. When you add them, you should get 255, and the decimal should be right here then. No, sorry, I put the decimal in the wrong place, because you have 1, 2, since you have 3 decimals, you just move it 3 times, and it goes right here. So the answer is 0.255. And if we look at our choices, this doesn't work, this works, this doesn't work, so the answer is B, because it's the best estimate, it's the closest. What is the area of the kitchen floor in meters squared? I think they're using meters. And the width is 2.3 meters, and the length is 3.1. So to find area, you just multiply the width times the length. So you do 2.3 times 3.1. When you multiply it out, you should get 2.3 times 3.1. You should get 7.13. So that's the answer. All you have to do is just multiply the length times the width. Which expression is equivalent to the expression below? So it's the same problem as this. So if we look back here, we're distributing a value. Here we're doing it again. We're distributing this value to these two. So we can obviously deduct A because it's missing like, because here you have to multiply 0.2 times 1.3, and you're missing that value here. And if we look at all the choices, we know, well, here this one increases, so in this, because when you multiply 0.2 times 1.3, you're not going to be increasing a value, you're going to be decreasing, so you can get rid of this 0.6. Here we can keep this one and this one in because we don't know yet, and now here we just have to just multiply, and when you do it you should get 0.26 when you multiply both numbers, and this would mean B is our answer. What is the area of the screen of what is the area of the mobile phone? Okay, so you're trying to find the area of the screen of the mobile phone in centimeters squared. The width is 4.2 centimeters and the length is 7.6. Now we just have to multiply them because it's length times width to find the area. And if you know how to do this multiplication, you should get 31.92, and C would be our answer. So yeah, solve the proportion. Now when you solve proportions, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just cross multiply. So for number 1, we would multiply a 2 to x and 3 to 4. So 2 times x, that's 2x. Then we would put the equal sign, and 3 times 4, that equals 12. And we do this because this is just how you do it. So after you get this, you just divide it by 2 to isolate x, and then you just get x equals 6. So this will be our answer. Okay. So now we have number 2, sorry. Okay, so we have 3 over y equals 15 over 35. Now here we notice that these two are factors of 5, so we can just simplify this down to 3 over 7. Yeah. And then we would do the same thing, cross multiply 3 times 7 and then y times 3. So you get 3y equals 21 divided by 3. You just get 7. Oops, let me redraw my 7. For number 3, same thing. You 13 times z and then 6 times 52. So then you get 13z equals 52 times 6. That's 312. And then when you divide it by 13, you should get 24, I think. Yeah. So z equals 24. I think you should be able to do the rest on your own. So just remember, when you're doing these proportions, you just cross multiply the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top, like that. And I'll write down the answers for each one so you can check your work. So for number 4, it's 6. Oops, let me. Number 5 is 1. 6 is 6. And 7 is negative 49. And then 8 is 7. And 9 is 2. So if you want to check your work, these are the answers. So here for number 1, the recipe that yields 12 buttermilk biscuits calls for 2 cups of flour. How much flour is needed to make 30 biscuits? Now we're trying to find how many cups of flour for 30 biscuits, and we can do this. So here's a ratio. We have 12 buttermilks to 2 cups of coffee, and we can just simplify this to 1 cup of coffee to 6 buttermilk biscuits, because you just divide both sides by 6. sorry, not by 6, by 2. And you divide 12 by 2 too. And then, so you get a ratio of 6 buttermilk biscuits to 1 cup of flour. And now we have this ratio. It's really simple now. All you have to do is just okay, so we have 30 biscuits and we have an X amount of flour. And we're trying to find this amount of flour. So if we write the proportion, it should look something like, I believe it, 1 over 6 equals X over 30. If you write it like this, here's the proportion, same thing, you cross multiply, 6 times x equals 6x, 1 times 30 equals 30, divide by 6, x should equal 5. Now you should be able to do the rest one on your own. I'll give you the answer so you can check. 8 minutes and then 17.7. I think this one's in meters. So yeah, here are the answers. So yeah, thank you for watching.